Hey everyone, Ari here, and welcome to the very first installment of Buffyverse June. And today we're going to be kicking off our look at the very first episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Welcome to the Hellmouth. A boy breaks the window at Sunnydale High School at night and crawls in, followed by a seemingly reluctant girl. The girl hears an unidentified sound and fears someone is there. The boy calls out but gets no response. When the girl is satisfied they're alone, her face morphs into that of a vampire, and she bites the boy. The girl, as it'll later be revealed, is Darla. Buffy has a nightmare on the morning of her first day of school. Her mother drives her to the school and encourages her to think positive. Inside the building, Principal Flutie tells her she'll start with a clean slate. He reconsiders that after realizing that Buffy burned down her previous school's gym because it was full of vampire asbestos. Buffy exits the office and bumps into another student who spilled the contents of her purse over the floor. Xander sees that and helps Buffy, introducing himself. She leaves without her steak, which Xander pockets because he called out to her, but she had already walked away. In history class, Buffy is helped by Cordelia, who afterward tests her coolness factor, allowing Buffy skipping the written as Buffy had just moved to Sunnydale from Los Angeles. To Buffy's horror, Cordelia humiliates an awkward Willow at the water fountain. Inside the library, Mr. Giles places a book titled Vampire in front of Buffy after realizing who she was. The stunned Buffy makes a hasty exit. Buffy, Willow, Jessie, and Xander meet during a break, and Xander returns the steak. Buffy claims the standard of self-defense in Los Angeles. Cordelia appeared and told Buffy she won't get to meet Coach Foster because gym class was canceled due to the extreme dead guy in Aura's locker. Buffy asks whether there are marks on the body, freaking out Cordelia. Buffy forces her way into the locker room, examines the body, and finds the characteristic puncture wounds of a vampire on the neck. Buffy returns to the library to confront Giles, who informs her that he is her watcher. Buffy refuses to accept her calling as a Slayer since it had gotten her expelled from previous school and cost her social life. After they leave the library, Xander emerges from behind the shelves, having overheard the strange conversation. That night, en route to a first visit to the Bronze, the cool hangout of Sunnydale, Buffy is followed by a mysterious man. Feeling threatened, she knocks him down. However, the handsome stranger assures her that he doesn't bite and she releases him. He warns her that she is living on a Hellmouth which is about to open and that the harvest is coming. He also gives her a silver cross necklace in a box. It won't be revealed until the next day that the stranger's name is Angel. In the Bronze, Buffy meets Willow and encourages her to seize the moment because tomorrow she might be dead. She finds Giles and tells him about Angel and his warning. Giles tells her to hone her skills to sense vampires anywhere. Buffy uses her fashion sense to pick out a vampire in the club and is alarmed to see Willow leaves with him. She loses him and is surprised by Cordelia nearly staking her. Cordelia immediately calls her friends to tell them about it. While Buffy looks for Willow, Jessie chats up Darla at the Bronze. Buffy is stopped by Xander, who doesn't believe in vampires and makes fun of her. In the end, she manages to convince him to help search for Willow. Meanwhile, under the streets of Sunnydale, the Master is woken by a list of vampires from a long sleep to prepare for the harvest. He sends Luke to fetch young blood. Willow's new acquaintance takes her to a crypt in a cemetery, where they're joined by Darla and Jessie, whom she has bitten. Buffy and Xander arrive. Buffy kills Willow's vampire. Xander and Willow help Jessie, who has been weakened, flee. Luke takes Darla's place in the fight so she can help catch the kids. Luke throws Buffy in a stone coffin and is about to move in for the kill. And the episode ends on a cliffhanger, so there you go. So anyway, let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. Buffy's prophetic dream features glimpses of several climactic events of the season, including Mark of the Puppet Shadow, Carla Morlock the Corruptor and iRobot Eugene, as well as the Master and the Hellmouth Spawn and Prophecy Girl. Joyce drops Buffy off at school and tells her try not to get kicked out. Buffy promises an agreement, but eventually does get expelled in Becoming Part 1. Giles Prosper Flutie mentioned Buffy's time in Los Angeles, finding vampires to bring down the school gym. These events are shown in the comic miniseries The Origin. Cordelia states she would like to move to Los Angeles. She moves there after graduation. The girl who finds the dead boy in her locker is Cordelia's friend Aura. She recurs in Room with the View, talking to Cordelia on the phone. Angel gives a cross necklace to Buffy, who continued to gift her with his trench coat and a claddagh ring. Buffy expressed that she didn't really like Angel, though she later ended up falling in love with him and starting an on and off relationship. Angel will be revealed to be a vampire sired by Darla 200 years ago. In relation to the Buffy the Vampire Slayer film, which is not in canon by the way, the episode shares the fact that Buffy's from Los Angeles and have fought vampires there, but contradicts Buffy's high school year and having burned down the school gym. Okay then. Alright. Now let's take a look at the production of this episode. The script for the episode was written on August 26, 1996. 6 revisions were made following this, the last being January 17, 1997. The Master's real name was never mentioned on screen, but in the shooting script for the episode, his name was Heinrich Joseph Nest and was also said to have been 600 years old. The Master's look originally featured some hair before actor Mark Metcalf suggested the baldness and large ears as an homage to Nosferatu the vampire. The Master was originally supposed to rise from a pool of blood and be covered with the blood for the entire episode. This was abandoned after being discovered to be too difficult to create. Certain scenes, such as the argument between Giles and Buffy in the library and Buffy's first meeting with Angel, were reshot 8 months after the episode was filmed. Joss Whedon decided to make Buffy less angry and more vulnerable, much to Sarah Michelle Gellar's dismay. Whedon jokingly teased her they were going to reshoot the scenes a third time. According to Whedon, Buffy saying the word slut turned out to be a big issue for the WB. Quote, "They didn't know what time slot we'd be in, they didn't know what kind of network they were, and they didn't know how far we could go. They didn't dislike us using the word virgin in episode 4, and the word slut here was a big controversy, even though we did imply it's not great to be a slut." The scene where Angel warns Buffy about the harvest was David Boreanaz' audition scene. According to Boreanaz, it was shot at 2 a.m. in some god-awful street. The scene where Jesse asked Cordelia to dance is taken directly from Whedon's School Days. Unlike Jesse, after the girl's reaction, he said nothing and left. Now let's take a look at some pop culture references. Cordelia mentions the actor James Spader. Cordelia Maxwell is after saying, "Good to know you see on the softer side of Sears," in reference to the well-known commercial jingle. John Tesh, an American television and radio presenter and now a lifestyle guru, is also mentioned. Buffy speaks of DeBarge, a 1980s pop group. Buffy and Giles discuss his purchase of books from Time Life publisher. When storming the Bronze, Buffy references the Wild Bunch, a western where all the remaining characters are killed in the final shootout. When meeting Angel for the first time, Buffy references Turtle Wax, a product commonly given away as a consolation prize on many TV game shows. And now for some goofs. In the first classroom scene where Buffy shares Cordelia's textbook, the teacher asks them to turn to page 63, but Cordelia turns to somewhere near the beginning of the book. In the scene where Buffy and Willow first talk, Buffy's hair moves back and forth behind and in front of her ear. The spines of the stack of books change from showing to not showing as Buffy and Giles hand them to each other in the library. The reason for a DVD case incorrectly titles this episode as Welcome to Hellmouth. Okay then. And now on to some other little tidbits. The scene with Buffy and Giles at the Bronze was Anthony Stewart Head's audition scene. Brian Thompson, who plays the vampire Luke, returns to the series in season 2 as a different character, the Judge, in Surprise and Innocence. Persia White, who plays Aura, also returns as Agnes Bellifer in the episode Over the Rainbow. So overall, this is a pretty good start to the Buffyverse, and it's just a very good overall first episode. So yeah. So overall, I give Welcome to the Hellmouth 4 vampire steaks out of 5. Anyway, tune in tomorrow as we take a look at the next episode, the harvest. So, until then, see you, everybody.